Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
First things first, Indiana Jones, I actually mentioned this a week ago, going by the name Indiana Jones The Great Circle, is currently slated to launch within 2024. Whenever it arrives, it'll be available exclusively on Xbox Series X and Windows PCs only. That being said, after almost 2 years of wait, last week we learned that The Last of Us star Troy Baker, who are doing the voice for Joel, is gonna play as Harrison Ford in this game, which as you can see a pretty cinematic first-person adventure. Take a look.
Can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up? Patron of the fallen angels, protector of the Chirkulimani, the Great Circle.
War. War never changes.
While Fallout 5 has yet to be officially revealed, we do get glimpses of different areas of the game, and we did just get a new one through a new trailer. Amazing textures there, wonderful lighting, and it's been almost 7 years since a new game, if you didn't know. Now that Starfield is out in the world, and it's almost done, it's pretty inevitable to happen. However, we don't expect Fallout 5 to be coming out within 2024.
When the US ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the
Gave back freedom to mankind. However, the price for this was high, because where there are gaps of power.
Almost 13 years today since Skyrim was released, Elder Scrolls 6 was here, revealed in 2018, and still remaining a mystery to this day. Now, if it is any consolation, Bethesda just said the project is finally out of its first stages of development and probably showing some gameplay by the end of 2024. After all, the game's director said this is a game we need to design for people to play for a decade at least. This open world RPG is supposedly a Microsoft exclusive as well.
while you can.
I've dreamt of this. This place of fear and fury. Do you hear it?
Number 4, we have Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Not only the most anticipated Norse mythology-inspired game on the horizon, but also the single biggest Microsoft exclusive that is yet to be released within 2024. In case you didn't get caught up with the news, we got another trailer for it recently, a release date of May 21st, which has gone gold, and we do believe Senua to be a pioneer in visuals and gameplay for the future games to come.
Till the very last beat fades away. You want the truth? All the life.
Coming from the famous developers of Wasteland games. At number 5, we have Clockwork Revolution. It's a first-person RPG as it's tagged, set in a steampunk world that carries dark secrets in its heart. Honestly, that's the only thing we've had on this game as for story. It's basically Dishonored in gameplay, Bioshock and the Outer Worlds, and even the old Prey game mixed together. We know this thing's coming to PCs and Xbox Series X only in the following months.
To ruin everything. If you resist my rule, if you alter our past, if you threaten what I have built, there is nowhere in space or time where I will not destroy you.
It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Eora.
Quick mention over here in case you missed it. Last August, we finally received some gameplay on the Obsidian Entertainment's new open world Skyrim inspired game. You all know going by the name Avowed. It's now coming to PCs, Xbox Series X, of course a Microsoft exclusive, and no longer releasing in the second quarter but the final quarter of 2024. You can see pretty much a lot of resemblance of both Skyrim and Other Worlds. We believe the developers are aiming to make even more possibilities with this one.
Parries and special attacks. It feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them.
Soldier, with me? Dimitri and I were just discussing a certain puzzle we found in the zone, but we can't quite seem to get all the pieces to fit.
Believe it or not, after years of delays and pushbacks, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl now has a release date of September 5, 2024. It's no longer speculated to come out March or December or whatever. Developers went on and made the game gold and said they're doing just the finishing touches to make it out as fine-tuned as possible. For those of you unfamiliar, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl is an open-world survival first-person shooter, probably what you get by mixing Fallout and The Last of Us. That being said, the game is being made with the use of Unreal Engine 5.
Suddenly, the voice of Monolith was gone. I felt as if I was awakening from a years-long coma. And through the scope, I saw the body of an unknown soldier fall.
We had a simple choice. Sit back and just wait for another super emission, or take a chance and get control of the anomalous energy.
Only I didn't choose that path. Unlike you.
We've all seen them, haven't we? Swanning about the place with their disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Wanker.
Fable, the sequel, after a couple years since its initial cinematic trailer, which was a disaster, was re-revealed, teased again with another trailer, a cinematic, and this protagonist that was taken pretty roughly by the viewers. Now, we just heard the new game is actually set in Albion's world, which is even more confusing. But hopefully that passes, as the game is due as Microsoft exclusive sometime within 2024.
Slay legendary beasts. I'm here to conquer the vegetable, not a euphemism. Let's face it, the age of heroes is over. This is the age of innovation. This, if you will, is the age of death.
Yeah.
Oh,
Coming up behind that, from roughly 3 years ago, we've got here the one and only Everwild, one of the lesser mentioned projects in the making by developers Rare. That's the same folks behind the Sea of Thieves. The good news, guys, is that the game is in full development plan and not going to be coming out within 2024 but in 2025. This is just a reminder, the game will be at its core an open world adventure. I believe the second time we're talking about this thing over here. Been waiting to put this one in the list for a while. We've got a third-person action adventure coming from the Happy Few action adventure games, a stop-motion style game in nature here, going by the name South of Midnight. This thing was announced a month ago, actually a couple months ago. It's coming to PCs, Xbox consoles mid to late 2024. 11. We have Microsoft exclusives, all-time famous over here new entry, Microsoft Simulator, the flight simulators. The sequel over here, Flight Sim 2024, is probably the biggest game in scale in the list, adding more maneuvers like aerial firefighting action, mountaintop rescues, skydiving, and even mid-air refueling, and of course even better graphics. Check it out in case you missed it. The game is going to be coming out in the third quarter of 2024, we hear. Dungeons of Hinterberg was announced during the PC Gaming Show last year. The first work of its developers, I believe I mentioned it maybe once or twice. The game is a modern day fantasy adventure with the aim to put players in the shoes of an adventurous hitchhiker. It's a very artistic themed game in nature, inspired by the Australian Alps, with a third-person combat and a ton of surprises, it seems so. In case you've been waiting on an update on State of Decay 3, recently we got confirmation that the game is being built using Unreal Engine 5, and the team said the game will be completely different in visuals and also gameplay mechanics. Basically revisioned for a broader audience. Just take a look in case you missed it. The game is Microsoft exclusive and set to be coming out rather soon. Revealed around June last year, I believe we actually missed out on announcing this thing. Well, ever since we have a co-op action roguelike here for 33 players, simply called 33 Immortals. Developers describe this thing as a experience where you pick up and raid matchmaking whilst cooperating with your allies to survive against hordes of monsters and massive challenging bosses. Kinda like World of Warcraft. Check it out, the game is going to be coming out late 2024.
Have fallen. Our people's only means of survival is to seek sanctuary here, in the Belfry.
Coming from the same indie developers of the Banner Saga games, at number 15, we've got a brand new project here going by the name Towerborn. First off, it's a co-op action adventure with the aim to deliver both the Monster Hunter world and feel with the action of Castle Crashers. Nothing really to talk about. The trailer here pretty much showcases everything you need to know. Towerborn is set to launch within 2024, where it'll be coming to Xbox Series X and PCs exclusively.
Together, you can save humanity.
The corporations gave us solutions. A better world.
Perfect Dark, on the other hand, self-described as a first-person shooter spy thriller, so maybe something in the same vein as the Splinter Cell games, went on and just dropped the news, the developers did that, partnering up with Square Enix and possibly releasing the game by 2024. If not, well, early next year. It's a Microsoft exclusive coming to PCs and Xbox consoles only. Considering they actually partner up with Square Enix, we don't even know how this is gonna happen.
Did you find the answers you were looking for, Agent Dark?
Not yet. Heroes fought and died to give us a chance to start over. All that I know from their Earth are the creatures they sent along with us.
Number 17, we have Ark 2. In case you've been waiting for some good news, well, the game went on and received the release window of 2025, or its earliest, late 2024. But the company of the news, we got some new stuff too, as it formerly was promised it's coming to Xbox Series and PCs as a Souls-like open world survival, and we do believe it's shaping up to be a substantially different game than its predecessor.
Peaceful setting. This will make our game seem big and important. Now, something must break the serenity. Will this creature be in the game? No. Say goodbye to it forever.
And last but not least, been a long while since the reveal of it, also it might now even show up with any sorts of in-game footage by the end of the year, but nonetheless, we've got over here The Outer Worlds 2. That's another Microsoft exclusive open world RPG, and the only one in the making with hints of cynical comedy. Outer Worlds, not to be confused with The Outer Wilds, will feature a totally different story, different character, stated by developers, won't require a background to the first game.
Now we see our hero, but only their silhouette, because the developers haven't finished the design, or finished the story, or finished any gameplay that's actually ready to show. In fact, the only thing they have finished is the title.